you?
Hi, everybody. Happy to be back and doing some work here with Bag and Baggage.
It's amazing to have you back in the space. I mean, the last time that we saw you on stage was Apples in Winter,
Yeah,
which
and then a little bit
sadly.
of Manassas.
Oh, and Beauregard Manassas. Yes, you came and you did the
That's
workshop
right.
in Manassas and Empty
Right.
Spaces. You were here for the All of Fertile Ground. It's
Yeah.
just been so great to get to know you and your work over this year. And this is your second time directing at Bag and Baggage. What's it like, and why did this piece really like speak to you to get involved in this way?
Well, from the moment that I read it, I just was so moved by it. It's such a great story that I think lots of people will have resonance with. Um, Story of parent and child, a story of a launch and a landing, and the complications that come um, when children become grown people, and how do we build a relationship with each other as grown people, uh, that when sometimes our perspectives on the world shift,
Yeah.
and we're also trying to separate ourselves from the parent, and the parent's trying to be respectful of the child. And anyway, just there's so many things, and it's really elegantly written. And the moment that I read the script, I started to see the images in my head of what it might look like to take this off the page and put it onto the boards. So
Yes, and you're doing that with another resident artist and also your
yeah,
lover boy, Jim Ricks White. Um,
that
so you two are long-standing friends of Bag and Baggage. So what's it like to come back and get to work together on this piece that I think also, for those who may not know, Kimberly and Jen have been on a lengthy cross-country journey, just hopping all over the place in their trailer. And I feel like that also speaks to a lot of the themes in the show. So, what has it been like to gain inspiration, I guess, from the road?
Yeah. Well, it's super fun to be working together. We have worked together in this capacity many times, but this is the first time that we've worked together in this capacity for Bag and Baggage, in terms of Jim being in charge of the set and the lights. He did the lights for my previous show that I did here, but not the set. And so sort of getting to create that world together is um is such an exciting thing. And because we are literally together 24/7, in the truck, in the trailer, wherever we happen to be. It's just, at any moment you can see something and go, oh, wait, I just had an idea. I'm seeing something different. So, we've designed and redesigned, but what's lovely about that is that it gives you the opportunity to have these big blue sky ideas, and then sort of think through, okay, well, what are the challenges that would come along with that? Is it doable? Is it too expensive? Is it too time consuming? Right? All those, the practical questions you need to ask yourself. Um, and then but you have enough time and luxury to say, okay, well, what's the essence of that thing? And
Mhm.
how do we capture the essence of that thing? So yeah, so that's always super fun. And every show that we've ever done together, as with me in the director's seat and Jim as the production designer, uh, we always tend to find there's always something that comes out of our personal lives onto the stage. There's almost always some kind of physical object that ends up on the stage that's actually from our own belongings or travels. So that's super fun. I think that's something that just because we have the opportunity to be together and have the luxury of time, we're always on the clock, so to speak, in terms of
Totally.
creativity, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, so it's been a lot of fun to work together, and of course, and to wrestle those ideas out, because sometimes Jim looks across the table and is like, what the hell are you talking about?
his practicality
Not
is
how I
just
see it at all. So, and to find those places where, even though we've been together for about 175,000 years now, as a married couple, um, those ways in which we really still communicate incredibly differently. Like, we have to take pencil and paper and like write it out, because we'll be saying the same thing, but we're not hearing that we're saying the same thing until it's
interesting.
like, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what oh, okay, okay, great. We're on the same page. So, and I'm a sucker for a visual pun.
Mhm.
So we have a lovely visual pun in this set that I'm very fond of, and Jim built us this these beautiful couple of pieces that, yeah, that function practically and artistically, and that's
Yeah.
something else we love to do. We love to have things that are more than one thing and that invite the audience, to create the world with us, not just we don't give you every branch and every leaf and every bird, but we hope that we invite you to be a part of the creation by being in the room with us and breathing with us and smelling the smell of the action that's taking place on stage. So yeah, so that's been super fun.
Yeah, and that and what you just said is like the essence of at least what I love and what we've kind of dug into about bag and baggage. You know, it was done in non-traditional spaces, and now it's done in our beautiful cement box that can be literally whatever we want it to be. And so I'm excited for people to see how you and Jim have transformed the space. I just got back from vacation and was able to go in and be like, and then I saw some pictures and I was like, like it's just it's gonna be
It's
so
all
amazing.
happening. And a huge shout out to Ephraim and Mondi too, because it's a seating configuration that we've never done before in the space, and I wasn't sure that it would be sufficient in terms of just how many seats we needed to accommodate so that we could have as many audience members as we need to have, and they took my crazy thoughts and they were able to synthesize them into something so that I got exactly what my dreams were. And I just, again, it's so lovely to have a team of folks that can dream and create together. And we do have a great production team all the way around. We
Mm,
have Gabe, another resident artist, providing our projections for us, and just Jim worked with Gabe as a student
yeah,
at PCC Sylvania many years ago, and I know for Jim, he's spoken many times about how meaningful it is to now work with Gabe as a colleague and to see his visual vernacular, sort of his style come to life, and that and sort of to the point of the play, right? The
yeah,
the the each one teach one thing, right? Like how satisfying that is. And in this father-daughter story, we have, you know, all the things a father is trying to pass on. And some of them are well received and some of them are not. And sometimes we deliver the message well and sometimes we don't.
mhm,
Um, and and yet we've all been on one side of that coin or other. Usually we're on both at the same time because life is complicated and it's
yeah,
messy, and how do we love each other, and see each other through all of those phases, and states of being that we move through in ourselves as well as in relationship to the world. So, yeah.
absolutely. No, this design team is amazing. Abby Weinman is new to us for costumes. Karen
Oh,
Wingert
yeah.
has been become an amazing props designer for us. It's just it is
Yes.
and everybody has a special like personal connection to the show. Which also leads
Yes.
me to the actors. Paulina Yagar Rosette,
Yeah.
who is amazing, has been seen all around Portland, but this is, I think, her second time, first time in a full production on stage with us, which is so exciting.
Yes.
She did the Empty Spaces reading, so you might remember from there. But she was just drawn like from auditions, just loved this piece. And then Pete Styler, who is returning to us, which is so amazing. And he is a father. And I think, when I hear him say these lines, I like, there's something that changes in an actor when they're
Yeah.
speaking from the place of the actual thing. So how's it been working with these amazing actors and really
Mm.
building this world together?
Yeah, so incredible. So incredible. I mean, a two-hander is daunting as an actor, and as a director, I direct the way I wish I would always be directed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have developed my sort of process of directing by learning from the directors who have given me the most as an actor. Uh, and two-handers are tough 'cause it's just a marathon. Even though this is a short play, there's just the 2 of you on stage, and both of them have scenes where they're the only person on stage, and that's a huge thing as an actor. Um, you know, maybe if you've done a lot of Shakespeare, you find yourself doing that. Maybe if you've done a lot of solo work, but I don't think there are a ton of actors who have done a lot of solo work. It's daunting. I've done solo work, and having, my last full production, which sadly I did not get to complete the run of, thank you COVID, of Apples in Winter. It's just, you're like, oh, I'm out here by myself. What if I forget my line? We have these two amazing actors who have a huge load, and I get to spend all my time with them. When you have a cast of 8 or 10 or 12, as a director, you've got to find enough time um, to speak to everyone in the voice they can hear, because
Mhm.
every actor hears and receives feedback and suggestions and requests differently.
Absolutely.
So when you only have 2 folks, you kind of have to unlock that with. Um, it feels luxurious because you get to sink in and know each other quicker. And, Pete and I have worked, I directed him in the last show that I directed here, and we have been on stage together many, many times. So we have a shorthand with each other already from that. And for Paulina, it's just been, oh, they have such a natural ease already on stage, and such a heart for the show and the craft, that we've been able to connect very quickly and easily. And so at this point, we're about blocked. We're almost blocked through the show, but it's been fantastic. Our rehearsal has, every night we do a check-in with each other, just see what, if we have any access needs that night. Somebody have a rough day, somebody tweak their knee in the garden over the weekend, whatever it is. And then we just read through the scene, and we just start to talk about the questions that come up for us about this scene. Like, is this the first time this person has said this to the other person?
Mhm.
Or have they been tamping these feelings down? And if so, for how long? You
Yeah.
know, just all of these. And it's not that we're necessarily looking for the answers immediately in that moment. Sometimes we're trying to figure that out. One of the things we've done is we've tried to go through the play and figure out, okay, what month is it? What time of day is it?
Oh
What's
yeah,
just
I've been seeing
happened?
those notes, and then I've been like, oh, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. It's good to know those things.
Yeah. Did we have lunch? Is the whole family there and we're sneaking away into the yard so that it's just the two of us? Or did I come here just to see you? Or, just to give ourselves a little bit of a frame of reference, and to talk about what's happened from scene to scene. Each scene is supposed to be about a year apart,
Mhm.
until the very end, and then it stretches a little bit longer. But yeah, being able to really kind of dive deep before we even put it on its feet, and have some of those, I'm curious about this. It makes me wonder about that. Oh, it reminds me of a time when, so that we start to see where those personal connections can come for actors as well, from their, drawing from their own experiences, and then put it on its feet and get into the brass tacks of, okay, stage left, and on this line turn around, and on that line cross, and then you counter, so the technical stuff of it. And then we've had time to rerun everything as a review, and that is not something you get in every rehearsal period.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So it it set us down a path of, it's felt, the timing has felt comfortable, and still moving ahead at a pace that we need to, in order to, it's a funny thing, but I can't, I had a friend that gave me the most wonderful phrase, and I can't think of it now. But, in the theater, it's kind of a unique industry, in that we have a deadline and there's no pushing it back.
Yeah, yeah,
You go to build a road and you have a couple rainy days. Oh, well, we're gonna push out we're gonna end it 2 weeks later, or oops, we poured the wrong concrete. Or even a
right.
movie, right? Even a
Yeah,
movie's like, "Oh, it's not testing well. We're gonna
we're gonna
come back
push
and
that time
reshoot
back
that."
line. We'll do some edits. Yeah,
No. We in the theater have a hard deadline, and I don't think there are a lot of industries that have that same. I mean, tickets are bought and
yeah.
folks are coming,
Well,
and
and right,
wherever you
and
are,
also I think
you
people don't
are.
understand the behind the scenes too of like if I want to change my dates, I have to email the licensor or the writer and get approval. Like there's,
Yeah,
it's not just as easy as oh, just push it back. So
yeah,
no,
it's
it's
the there's not a lot of willy-nilly.
no, there is not.
So that's a real thing that we contend with every time we say, "Yes, we're committed to doing this show." So, so yes, it's felt like we've had, It's been the right amount of time. We also polled the actors to see, again, because we only have two folks, so usually during this period of time, the designers are checking in with us occasionally, but they're not in the room every night. It's usually just me and the actors and the stage manager. So when you only have four schedules to coordinate, you can be a little more flexible. And so we asked the actors, what's your life? How do we make this work for you the best? And they decided that they would prefer 4 days of rehearsal with a little bit of longer rehearsal period. We added, I think, 2 days to the schedule, maybe, and then a little extra time each time to get the number of hours we are contracted for, but also to give us a little more off time. And I really think that's been paying off in spades, because again, when there's only two of you, you got a lot of lines to learn, you got a lot of emotions to integrate, a lot of stuff to go on, and so it's nice to have some concentrated time and then have almost an equal amount of time away from the space to kind of let all of that sink down into your bones, so you can come back ready to go at the top of the next work week.
Yeah.
Um, so
I also love that
that's
from a, an ethos space. I feel like in theater, because of that deadline, we often have been like, we have to hurry up. We don't have time. Run, 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 and run. And, in this last season and continuing forward, we've tried to be very like, you know what? It's going to happen. Like, let's make sure everybody gets what they need. Let's make sure we're in the space we need. What do you need to feel comfortable? Like that human center stuff. That's the only way we can make this work the way it needs to be done. So thank you for opening that
absolutely.
space for the actors and being flexible to accept like family vacations and life that happens, because it's important.
Absolutely. It is. It is. It absolutely is. And it is something that the theater industrial complex has not always made room for, because, it's produce, produce, produce. And the truth is, art takes integration, and integration takes time. So how do you make that space for yourself? That's always a challenge, because the truth is, opening night is coming. You
It's
better be ready for it.
right. We all know what we got to do. So for our friends that are longtime Bag and Baggage supporters, what is going to feel quintessentially Bag and Baggage feel about this show? And then for those that are new to us, what are some things they might learn about our work? Do you think?
I think what's going to feel quintessentially Bag and Baggage about the piece is this essentialized, very focused, simple environment that we're inviting you to come into, and really focusing on the storytelling. Um, not a lot of set pieces and cookity cock, which sometimes you need. Sometimes you absolutely
Yeah,
need. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, but we've really we've moved in a way where we have come up with some good ideas, and then the universe has just provided us some beautiful things, from the real world for us to be able to put on stage and function with. And I think that sort of style of, mm, I'll call it spare, not sparse, but spare, right?
absolutely.
Um,
Essential.
that that
The essentials
yeah,
of what you need to
that's
tell the
right.
story. Yeah.
Just the yummiest bits.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's always exciting to see an actor you maybe have seen him many, many times on stage with an actor that you haven't seen on stage yet. I
Hmm.
think that that's always an exciting thing for our audiences, as we expand the canon of the stories that we're telling, as we expand the universe and the voices that we want to amplify, and the people that help us tell those stories, both all around, right? There'll be those that you see on stage; those are the most obvious. We actors, we get all the credit, and it's that's not not that is not it at all. I remember, I mean, I got my acting degree from a liberal arts college, which means I had to do all the other things at some point during my training.
Yep.
And the most important thing I think I got from that was, wow, I'm not good at that part.
Oh yeah.
But my ADHD won't let me focus on that for long enough to get that job. Thank goodness that's your passion, because I really need it. As an actor, I need that to happen in order for me to succeed on stage, but I don't want to do that job. So thank you for
I'll tell you more one time about when I was in Bat Boy the musical in college, and I destroyed a set piece that we still had to use in the show. And so every day I saw it and I saw my mistake and I was like, and this is why I'm over here. But you learned how to use the jigsaw. You
Yeah.
learned that you needed like
Oh,
there's how to
absolutely.
do the seaming and there are things you needed to do.
Well, and I mean, another thing I like to always say is that, theater is a team sport.
Mm-hmm.
We used to always have to fight for the funding back in high school. The football team got new uniforms every year, but somehow when it came to getting the shows done, they didn't have enough money for us. And I
Yep,
and we, that was my mantra. No, no, no. Theater is a team sport. I'm learning all the same things, all the same life lessons about
absolutely.
showing up and doing my part and appreciate the other people who are doing the other parts. It teaches us how to be complete human beings in a creative sense, which I think in some ways benefits down the line and in ways that maybe straight up sports can't exactly cover, which is that creative piece makes me approach life with hopefully this idea that there's never one right way. There
Yeah.
are lots of ways to accomplish whatever it is we're looking to accomplish. And when we get stuck and we get siloed and we get tribal, that's when our humanity comes out of us.
Yeah.
And when we can remember that there's always, we could do it this way. Oh, we could do it that. Oh, we could do it. Oh, well, let's come around back here. Okay, that does seem like the right way to solve this particular problem in this particular moment with these particular people. But look at all the other ways we've had, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, what a what a framework to give the actors, what a framework to give our community as we have those conversations. Um, I mean, to me, that's really what theater is all about, is to uh, is to give us a second to reflect on our own humanity and the humanity of others, and 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 understand each other a little bit more, no matter where we land on anything,
Hmm.
right?
That harkens back to the play to me too. Like that's
Yeah,
exactly
it does.
what this conversation is, the generational conversation, the familial understanding, especially, in a time where I think sometimes understanding different generations is getting harder and harder. So I love that.
Absolutely.
What are the other things that you want people to walk out of the theater like in their hearts and minds after seeing this play?
There's a lot of sweetness, and there's also some sadness. Um, and and life keeps moving forward, right? Sometimes, well, no, I think always we're never gonna get everything we need um from outside of us. And we're never gonna get everything we need from inside, right? We have to it takes both pieces for us to be whole, and it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
It's worth the so I hope that people will laugh. I hope that people will be touched and moved. Um, and and I hope that people will maybe be able to reflect if they're having difficulties in a relationship, be that with a familial member, a family member, or a work colleague, or a whatever, that you'll come out of it um, willing to at least hear the other person's perspective a little
Hmm.
more, be open to that a little more than what our knee jerk response might be in any given moment, and to give yourself the grace to shift,
Yeah.
just a little. Yeah.
Ah, Kymberli, your soul and your spirit is just perfect for this piece and just for my life. I'm just so happy whenever I get a
Yeah.
chance to chat with you and work with you and thank you for coming back and hanging out with us this season. It's really special to open the
Absolutely.
season this way.
Yeah. It's really great. I hope folks will come and take a look.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, all right, y'all. That's the chat. Thanks for joining us.
Woohoo!
Get those tickets now. Get a season subscription and membership. Come join us. And yeah, we are super excited to see you here in August. Bye.